Hi besties, what's up? My name is Makenzie and welcome to my channel and welcome to the start of a weekly reading vlog. Today is Tuesday the 20th, I believe it is, and I have some hefty reading plans this week, so let's get into them. We are coming off of reading 150 pages a day challenge. I believe that you guys are probably going to see this not the week after that video is posted, but a couple weeks later. So my vlogs are kind of backlogged right now, but I do have some hefty reading plans. So first one, I don't have the book with me right now, and we won't really talk about it in this vlog because it'll go up in the vlog before this one. How many times can I say vlog in the intro? I'm sure I'll put a counter. But anyways, that is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I'm really enjoying it. I just want my final thoughts to be in that other video, but I will probably try to listen to some of it this week. That's kind of my audiobook that I have going for me right now. And then the other two books that I'm reading actively right now, I'm annotating. I also have another one for another video that I'm doing, but yeah, we'll just have to see how that one goes. I'm assuming that one is still a month or two out, so we'll see. But that one is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I'm doing a Lunar Chronicles vlog, so I'm excited about that. But we have Night Shift by Annie Crown. I apologize. You guys have definitely seen me read this and heard my thoughts about it, but I wanted to annotate. I've read 10 pages today. I'm on page 42. I figured I'd start the vlog before I get too much further, but these are the annotations so far. I am planning on maybe doing an annotated flip through of this one once I'm done annotating it, but we'll see. And then we also have The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. I am literally obsessed with this book, so I'm excited to continue on with this. If I go to my parents' house tonight, I'm going to be taking this with me. But yeah, that is all I had to talk to you guys about right now. And other than that, I hope you guys stick around and I hope you enjoyed the video if you do. I have some things to talk to you about. I haven't read too much. I've read 10 pages of Night Shift, which is good. And I am on chapter 20 of The Graham Effect. And can I just say something? Luke Ryder. I do not know where Elle Kennedy finds the muses for the men that she writes, but oh my gosh. Without going into too much detail, basically, Ryder, that's what he goes by in this book, basically just told Gigi, our main character, to use him. Can I just say something? Obviously, because it's fictional, I can thirst over him as much as I want to, but if this man told me to use him, I'm there. I'm there. No questions asked. I would be at his house, lickety-split. Obviously, the only man I thirst after in real life is my husband, and if he told me to use him, I mean, I'm already at his house. I live here, so oh my gosh. I am so excited though, because like, as opposed to Night Shift, I don't want to compare them because they're two different things. Oh, she's mad. She's like, well, you shut up, mom. You've been talking long enough. But anyways, there is so much pining going on in this book, and like, a lot of people would argue a romance book does not need to be over 500 pages, but I don't think this one is quite 500 pages, but it's 489. So I'm obsessed with this book. I also really like Beckett. I think I talked about this in my other vlog, so I'm sorry, but I really like Beckett. I hope he gets his own book, which reminds me, I was actually gonna check Goodreads. Let me, or at least look it up. What is this series called? Was there no, I thought there was a series name. Does this really not have a title name? I thought it did. Okay, well, we're gonna see. So let's, oh, Campus Diaries. I'm so sorry that I am so close to you guys right now. It's not necessarily intentional, but you're welcome. Oh, let's see. The Charlie Method is the third book. If I am able to read the other two, then I will probably pre-order this. It comes out next year in February though, so that sucks. Dang, it doesn't tell me who it follows. Boo, that sucks. I really wanted to see Beckett's name on there, but that's okay. I love Elle Kennedy books. I love them so much. The one thing I will say, love this cover. Nothing wrong with this cover or the other cover in the series, or probably the Charlie Method. Why do they not match the new covers of the Off Campus and Briar U series? Unless, I mean, I guess there's a chance that when The Graham Effect came out, I don't know if it was meant to be a series. That could be part of the reason. I don't know. Where Elle Kennedy is so successful, I don't imagine that Bloom would go based off of the success of The Graham Effect, but they might. I don't know if this is a recent thing, but I know that some authors previously, they're only contracted for one book and the publishers see how the first book does and then they go on to create a series, which is why sometimes, like, I think the perfect example that I can think of this is, I believe that the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber was supposed to only be 2 books, and then she got signed for a 3rd book, so I believe she probably stretched the 2nd and 3rd book out due to the success of the first 2, or the first one, what have you. So maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know who the cover artists were for the other books, but once the series is done, I hope they come out with the illustrated covers too, because even though this is illustrated, I like the illustrated illustrated books with the couples on the cover. I think they're so cute. Those are the ones I'm probably going to be annotating. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide if I want to keep my original covers with the girls on the front. I don't know. We'll see. Because if I do, then I'll annotate those copies and keep the sprayed edge editions really nice and pristine. But I guess we'll see. Other than that, I promise I will set you guys up somewhere so that you guys can see me annotate. I had some annotating clips in one of my other videos, but I didn't like the angle, but I don't know how to do it better. I think I liked the third angle better that I had because you guys could see what I was annotating, but you couldn't read it necessarily. I don't know. I need to figure it out. I also do have like a special tripod thing that Steven got for me for my birthday that I wanted specifically for annotating. So I guess we'll see if I can figure that out. Because if I can, then I will just set you guys up like right here or like over my lap when I'm sitting on my chair. But I don't get straight lines when I'm annotating on my chair. Like, let me see if I can find a perfect example of this in here, because I mean, my annotations are straight most of the time, but I think what's really hard, like you can see, don't read in case spoilers, but you can see that is not straight, as opposed to like when I'm actually like, oh, I guess I could show you something from, but like as opposed to this page, that's relatively straight annotating. I didn't used to mind it, but now I'm kind of minding it a little bit. So I also am kind of using my tabs as a ruler, but I don't know, sometimes it doesn't work that well. I'm just gonna have to figure everything out. But I do want a lot of annotating in this video, and I apologize if you guys like the shorter videos, but I think this one is gonna be a long one because I am like, I'm gonna say something controversial here. As an avid fantasy reader, I mean, you wouldn't guess that because I've only been reading romance this year, but this might overtake Silver Flames for me. We're all surprised. Silver Flames, even though I didn't technically rate that one 5 stars yet, yeah, this book might overtake it as my favorite spot, because even though there are 2 books that I've rated 5 stars this year, they were both short stories and they just don't compare to regular novels. That may sound mean. It's not meant to necessarily, but it's the truth. So anyways, I'm gonna text Steven, because even though I don't need his permission, I know it's been a rough few days for both of us, so I want to make sure that he's fine if I go over to my parents' house, or at least let him know. If he doesn't text me back, then I'm just gonna go over there. But yeah, they want to see Oakley. They made dinner. I forgot to think of something to make for dinner, so, and I really have not eaten anything today besides 2 slices of peanut butter toast, so I really need to, oh, and some string cheese and hot Cheetos, I guess, but it's not substantial. So thank you guys for listening to me ramble. I will see y'all in a little bit, probably tomorrow. I'm hoping to get a decent chunk of the way through this, maybe like halfway. That shouldn't be too hard. Oh, well, it depends on how much I can read, but where I just got to that part, all I want to do is read this book. I did, like I said, I sat down and read like a chapter and a half of this. Maybe I should finish the chapter I'm on before I leave. I probably won't though. Anyways, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Hi. Okay. I finished something and I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it here and then never again. Okay. Thank you. But first, let's talk about Night Shift. I read 25 pages of it yesterday. My annotations are looking like that, if you can see them. As you guys can see, I wanted to reach page 149. I only made it to page 66, so that's okay. We move. I want to read more of it today, but I also want to read The Graham Effect today since I didn't read that yesterday. Okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying that I am not shaming anybody for what they like to read in this clip. It's gonna seem like I am. I'm not. Let's all collectively take a deep breath. I'm not shaming anybody for what they like to read. Okay, thank you. Especially like dark romance. One of my favorite videos on this channel is me reading dark romance for a week. So let me set the scene for you here. Picture this. It is approximately 7:20 in the morning and you wake up, you just got done feeding your baby, or you're about to feed your baby, right? And you're scrolling on Facebook, as one does, and someone requests on like a romance forum that you're following for a dark, spicy romance that's kind of disturbing. You scroll through the list and you see one that was actually linked to take you to Amazon, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. You look at the page count and you're like, oh, you know, that's 24 pages. If anything, it'll just boost my Goodreads goal a little bit. And then you read it and you want to bleach your eyes. Okay, like I said, this is the only time I'm going to talk about this book ever. Okay, actually, this is the review I'm gonna give you. Thank you, Scar, for my thoughts exactly. Oh my, literally smut. It's just smut. I need holy water. Thank you. That's better than I could have said it myself. The book is called, in case you're curious, it's called The Reveler. It's by Marilyn Harper. It's on KU. 24 pages. You want to boost your Goodreads goal? You want to be disturbed along with me? Have at her. If you are my family, do not read this. And if you do, never, ever, ever tell me that you read this. If you look at me across the dinner table and say that you read Haunting Adeline, Fine, fine, tell me. I love that book. Don't tell me you read this. Don't. Like, I feel like I need 5 hours of church after this. I feel like I want to bleach my eyes and my brain. I wanted to delete this from my Goodreads goal. I did. I'm not going to. It's counting. I am so sorry. I'm pretty sure that has been tilted this whole time. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I took a shower. I took a shower afterwards. I just needed to try to cleanse myself of what I read. And unfortunately it didn't work. So that's wonderful for me. I'm gonna go get my kid out of my room. I thought that I heard her kind of start to like whine a little bit, but she seems quiet now. But I'm gonna go get her, and I'm gonna hope she doesn't look me in the eyes for approximately 5 business days. Yeah, if you're my kid and you manage to stumble upon this video and I find out that you read this before you're a grown adult, you're fired. Anyways, okay, so I'm gonna go. Yes, I'm gonna leave all the awkward pauses in here for effect. You are so welcome for that. I know, so kind of me. Okay, well, I'm a skedaddle. Hopefully the next time you see me, I will have read something else. You may be wondering, Makenzie, how long has it taken you to film this? How long have you been refilming this? Let's just say Oakley finished her bottle. By the time I am just so scatterbrained today. We're gonna say it how it is. It is the lack of sleep that I got last night. I don't think I went to bed until 1, which was my bad. Me and Oakley slept out here last night because Steven had to get up at 5. Obviously, he did not ask me to stay out here. I think he would die if he thought that people thought that. Because last night I was like, do you need me to stay out here? Because he had to wake up at 5 this morning. And he was like, Makenzie, I would never ask you not to sleep in the bed. And I was like, okay, well, I'm staying out here. Okay. She just spit up on me. I'm gonna go burp her better. Today's just a freaking hot mess, dude. I'm telling you. And I already showered today, so now I'm gonna smell like baby barf. Which is okay. That's okay. I'll be back. I'll be back. I think I did my whole spiel on Wattpad, if I'm not mistaken, before I got, like, puked on, which is fine. It happens. It happens a couple times a day. But anyways, so, I wanted to read some of the lines that just kind of make me laugh. I try not to swear on my channel, but I do sometimes. Also, look, I goofed. This is supposed to be purple highlighter, highlighted it in blue, and that was the most confident I've ever been in my life. I'm like, blue is for friendship. No, it's not. It's for literature mentions. But anyways, so, are you guys ready for this? This was the, like, there have been other lines before this that have made me giggle, but, like, and if you don't want any, like, spoilers, I don't think there's any spoilers in this section, but if you're really cautious about it, just, like, I'll put the cover, or I'll put, like, spoilers across the screen until it's done. I think I can trust myself to do that. Who knows, though? Okay. Students laugh as they breeze past me towards campus, and it's all so cheerful and picturesque that it makes me want to throw my head back and scream into the cloudless sky. So true. Because honestly, how dare everyone have such a delightful day while I'm trying not to think about what's being said about me on the teen group chat. Honestly, same. Like, honestly, like, how dare everybody have such a delightful day? I agree. Sorry, it just made me kind of giggle. And, like, I'll have to tell you, because I don't think I can put 2 lines of, like, text, but, like, because honestly has a question mark after it. So, because honestly, question mark, how dare everyone have such a delightful day? That is so funny. Like, honestly, that is the level of petty that I am as well. And then something happens, and then here's the other thing that made me laugh. And somehow that was the final slap in the face. The cherry on top of the shit sundae. Dude, Annie Crown has some banger lines in this. I wonder if I can find any more. Bless you. Bless you. Oh, that was a cough. I might not be able to find anything else. Maybe I should find a color. I mean, I've already, like, tabbed it in miscellaneous. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do an annotated flip through of this book. I don't think it'd do very well. I don't know how many people have read this book. I really like it, obviously. Like, this is my 2nd time reading it this month. But, like, I just have to giggle sometimes. Like, also, the fact that, like... Kendall, our main character, I dropped my backpack, collapsed onto the couch, and recounted all. Late arrival, the gifted cold brew, I absolutely should not have chugged, the poetry analysis that somehow turned into what I can only describe as foreplay. Bro, there weren't even fingers involved. I know that line is gonna come back to bite me in the butt someday. That thing that I just said, it's fine. It's not a big deal. But the fact that, like, them reading to each other turns them on, it just cracks me up so much. Like, I don't know. I also want to say, I don't know if I mentioned this either, because I've tried to film clips about this like 3 times at this point. 4 times. This is my 4th attempt. The fact that they always talk about the miscommunication trope, and then that is like the main plot point in this book multiple times for multiple different characters too. Like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It's one thing to bring it up and then for that to not be the big leading whatever. But, like, the fact that it's brought up so much. What's our least favorite trope, Kendall? That miscommunication trope. Like, bro. And the thing is, I don't think Kendall is necessarily, when she actually communicates, I think it's pretty good, but I don't know. I don't know. Well, as you can hear, Oakley is done listening to me blab on, so I'm gonna go and get her, and we're gonna cuddle on the chair, and I'm gonna try to read and annotate more of this. Heaven knows how that's gonna go, but we're gonna try our best, because I really need to finish something in this vlog, besides that book that we won't talk about. Oh, I also read a little bit more of The Alchemist's Vow by Helen Schurer. No, I think I talked about that yesterday. Actually, no, I don't think I did. I think it is like a prequel novella to her romantasy series, so yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm like 40% of the way through maybe, so maybe I can finish that too. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you guys go. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Hey besties, what's up? So I actually filmed like this update on my phone because I could not get off of my chair, but I decided that I don't know. I decided just barely that I wanted to like actually do it on my camera because I feel like obviously the quality is better. Before I get into what I was reading last night, I read a little bit more of Night Shift yesterday before Steven got home, and obviously I really like that book, and I feel like my clips may not show that I actually like it, so I do really like it, or else I wouldn't have bought it. I wouldn't be annotating it, obviously, but there are just some moments in the book that make me giggle, like I told you yesterday. And I think the writing gets better as the book progresses. I'm pretty sure it does. But anyways, okay, I cannot remember the exact quote that I was gonna quote, and I thought that the book was still out here, but no, it's in my bedroom because I took it in there to read last night and I never actually read it. But I believe it had something to do with the fact of like, even if I don't get my happily ever after, at least I'll get to kiss him one more time or something. And it made me giggle because I'm just like, bestie, you made out with him once and I've had 2 conversations with the guy. I don't know, it made me laugh. Apparently my camera's about to die, so I'm gonna plug that in. I also started a book last night, so I will update you on that, and then I kind of want to go over my plans for today. So let's get this sucker charged. Welcome to the bedroom. I haven't updated in here in a while. Jeez. Okay. We can't take me anywhere, not even to my own house. Anyways, okay, so I don't remember what I said in my last update. I'm gonna be honest. I think I was talking about Night Shift, but what I failed to tell you because my camera was dying is that I started Reckless by Elsie Silver last night. Mind you, this is a book that's been on my TBR that I knew I wanted to get to eventually, but I didn't know when I would. Last night, I was watching TikTok, and because I have a baby now and my FBI agent knows that, there's always like baby stuff. And last night, I won't like go into details or anything, but basically there was like a video of compilations of the Owlet like foot monitor thing saving babies' lives. And I didn't realize the babies could just stop breathing, like because they forgot how to. I didn't realize that. And so I sat in my living room crying because I felt bad because Steven always checks to make sure she's breathing, and not that I've made fun of him for it, but I'm like, Steven, she's breathing, like she's fine. Had no clue. The babies just forgot how to breathe. So then I didn't want to go to bed because all I could think about was, now that I know this, what if Oakley stops breathing? I did buy a monitor. I bought one. I did. It was $95. I didn't need to spend, but, well, no, that I needed to spend, but I, yeah, it was $95 that I needed to spend, but, I think you guys get what I'm saying. So yeah, but I started Reckless last night. I was like, it's a fast audiobook. That was basically my whole reasoning. I was like, it's a fast audiobook. I'm sitting up here awake until I feel a little bit better. And I listened to a good majority of it last night. I think I listened to, I would say probably about 40% of it last night. And then the first thing I did when I woke up was started listening to the audiobook again. So that's all I've been doing for the past few hours. And I finished it. And when I tell you, if this is the worst book in this series and I'm rating it 5 stars, what's the rest of the series gonna be like? And like, can't wait to go back to work now because as soon as I get my first paycheck, I might be buying this series. Because holy crap, I'm freaking addicted. Like, Rhett and Summer together. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Just amazing. Wow. I cannot wait to read the next book. I can't. I mean, I might download it now, but what I really need to do is start editing my vlog that's supposed to go up tomorrow. And I really need to keep cleaning because apparently there's a chance that my grandparents could come over today. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, my house is kind of a wreck. Not purposeful by any means, just unfortunately for me, I've kind of just, it's been a rough week. I don't know, not a rough week, like in a bad sense, just like every time I put the baby down, she cries. And she's being really good right now, so I'm thinking that I probably need to at least clean my living room and the parts of my kitchen you can see, but I also need to load and unload the dishwasher and clean the bathroom. I've been working on the room with my books in it because I think tomorrow I want to retake all my pictures. I was gonna do that today, but I don't think I will. But I want to retake my channel picture and just revamp my whole thing. My Instagram, my TikTok, my channel, all that stuff. I'm sad about it. I'm sad that I chopped off all my hair. And I need to remember this feeling. I know I'm putting it in a vlog, but we both know that I'm not gonna rewatch this, but I need to like write it down somewhere because every time I see my long hair, I get sad. Yeah, I get really sad because it took me so long to grow it out and then I just chopped it all off. For what reason? I also miss the hair that I had in that picture. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you don't have to agree with me here. This hair was peak Makenzie. Like, I felt the most myself with it. I did feel, I don't know. It was also hard too though because I couldn't be lazy with my hair like this. Like it would look like trash. I also would never do it black again. I'd probably go like brown. But this right here, peak Makenzie hair. My hair has never looked better. I miss it a lot. Lachlan also posted an hour-long annotate with me video on YouTube. She usually posts them on Patreon. I've never seen her post one on like, I almost said Amazon. YouTube. I've never seen her post one on YouTube, so I'm excited to watch that. Also, finally, like almost halfway through the year, I'm finally working on my bullet journal. So yeah, maybe I need to do some B-roll of that too. But right now I'm just writing down all the books that I own, and I own a lot of audiobooks. I don't think I really realized how much it was. It's gonna be even worse when I have to count it. That's okay. Anyways, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hi besties, what's up? So we are kind of ending another vlog out like this. I mean, I did brush my hair for the end of this vlog, so you're welcome. But I am here to close out this vlog, much like my last vlog that I have posted. I have no freaking clue, no idea what kind of footage I have for this video. I'm not gonna lie, and I apologize for that. That was not my intention. I don't think I did as good vlogging this week as I wanted to though. So I think, geez, honestly, I think the last time I talked to you guys was when I finished Flawless by Elsie Silver, and I gave it 5 stars, and I was obsessed with it. In the midst of finishing the whole series, including the novella, I actually decided to do something that was not impulsive, and I'll tell you guys why. But I bought the series. So I'm gonna do you guys see the problem with this stack? You might, because the books are right next to each other. So essentially what happened, and I will put a screenshot of the receipts because I'm really confused, and maybe I should grab my phone and double check, but I purchased a box set of sorts off of Amazon, and it was relatively cheap. I don't even know if I should link it down below because they messed up on the books. So obviously I have Flawless, Reckless, Powerless, and Hopeless. Hopeless is the last book in the series, right? So I believe I'm missing the second book. Why on heaven's green earth? Why would I order a box set that doesn't have the second book in it? I was fully expecting to get books 1, 2, 3, and 4 in this, which is, I believe, what the listing said. Maybe I should go get my phone just to double check, just to show you guys. Okay, I have the listing. I have the listing that I got right here. So, as we can see on the product images, we have Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, and Reckless on the listing. I mean, we both see that, right? Like, I'm not losing it. Now, I could give myself the benefit of the doubt and assume that I'm losing it because I have a very huge lack of sleep here. But, as you guys can see, I have the last book instead of the second book. I better just double check. I mean, all of this is Hopeless, but I almost... Okay, yeah, this is definitely Hopeless. I wanted to just double check because what are the odds that they, like, completely put, like, Heartless into Hopeless? They did not. Now, in their defense, obviously, like, the books look the same-ish. So, me thinking that I was going to get the first 4 books, obviously, ordered the last book. As you can see, UK cover, US cover. I did not do that. But this is a happy surprise because while I was, like, looking on eBay, because I kind of want, like, the mirror covers, that is a stretch. That is a stretch, like, stretch goal of mine, is to find all of the covers, and buy, like, all of the mirror covers. If not all of them, I definitely want Reckless because... We'll get to it, but yeah, I definitely want Reckless. But while I was looking on eBay, I was like, dang, I really like the UK covers better because, like, whose choice was this? It's not the covers or the color of the cover that I have an issue with. Why would you put the title like this? Like, it's being cut off of the thing. Like, that's stupid. And I saw, like, the really pretty font on these ones, and I was like, I made an oopsie. But I did not make an oopsie. So, I'm glad that I have the UK covers. I have Heartless coming. And in fact, you know what? I am just gonna, like, make sure that I got the right one on its way to me. Yeah, Heartless. It won't be here for a while. And I'm kind of, it's probably a blessing in disguise, to be honest, but I am still kind of irritated because what I wanted to do is I want to now go back through and do a full annotation video for these books. Full 9 yards. You're gonna read them with me. We're gonna talk about them. You're gonna see, like, annotation, like, you're gonna see me annotating them, and then we're gonna do a huge, like, annotated flip through. That is what I wanted. However, without having Heartless, I don't know if I feel comfortable doing that because of how fast I read these books. I essentially finished all of these books within the span of 5 days, which is unheard of for me right now. I mean, Exhibit A, like, it's hard for me to read right now. but I listened to these audiobooks like my life depended on it and I couldn't stop. So Steven, I apologize for not asking you first, but it happened and it's done now and they're here. So I do think I'm gonna try to return this one to Amazon because yeah, I'm really pissed off. Also, I like the spine better. I think I like the muted color of the US covers better, but I think overall, like these, I really like the UK covers. So glad that I got those, even though like they're the same colors. The font is what gets me. So I'm very happy. This was a happy mistake. But like I said, I have Flawless, Powerless, Reckless, which is my favorite. We'll get to it. And then obviously Hopeless. So let's talk about all of them. All right, first let's talk about Flawless. So Flawless, good hell. Why can I not freaking... I have no brain. Rhett. Okay. This book follows Rhett and Summer, and at the beginning of the book, Rhett is basically in the middle of this huge drama, scandal thing. Essentially, he rides bulls for a living, and he said that he hates milk. And he lives in Chestnut Springs, which is a very small farming community, and a bunch of people are pissed off that he hates milk because, like, does he not understand the values of hard work and how hard it is to make that milk? So Summer is basically sent by his agent, which is her dad Kip, to go out and kind of help him, kind of watch him do a little, you know, that action to make sure that he doesn't get himself into more trouble. And when I say that besties, this was the last thing I was expecting. And okay, here's the thing, right? I also don't know if I talked about it in this video, but I have been going through and trying to slowly do my bullet journal because the way I do it is kind of over the top, to be honest. I write down every single book that I like own, physically, ebook, audiobook. I do it all. And it's time consuming, and I've actually had to go onto my computer and pull up all the receipts for years previous because I lost my bullet journal from last year, which sucks, but is fine. I had some of my favorite spreads that I've ever done in last year's journal, but unfortunately it just fell to the wayside and I didn't end up finishing it out because I really hated that journal. I got it from Marshall's and it just was not cutting the bill. But as I was like, you know, filling out my bullet journal, I thought to myself, I done messed up. Like, I have way too many audiobooks and everything. I need to finish more things, you know. But I finished Flawless and immediately realized I was screwed because I'm like, I want to read the rest of the series and I only have the first 2 audiobooks. Now, granted, I know that they're on KU, but I needed something to do while I was feeding my baby in the middle of the night. I mean, that's plain and simple, I'm gonna be honest, and listening to these books helped me stay awake. So I read Flawless. And I guess since we don't have Heartless, I'm gonna have to look up the couple's name. I apologize, like, I read these so fast that I don't even freaking remember the couple's names. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't even think... Oh, Cade and Willa. Cade and... Okay, can we please just... Willa. Okay, hey, I was right. Cade and Willa. So, Heartless, which I'll pop a picture of right here because, yeah, we've already gone over it. I don't have it. So Heartless follows Cade and Willa, and essentially Cade is at the beginning of the book looking for a nanny, and Summer and Willa have been best friends forever. So Summer kind of lies and says that Willa has experience with kids when she really doesn't, and it goes from there. I also really like this one. I gave this one 5 stars as well. It was just so great. It really was. I really liked the fact that as soon as Cade got off of work, as far as he was concerned, Willa didn't need to do anything else. Like, he would get mad at her for cooking and cleaning. He's like, that's my job. Like, you're just here to basically entertain my kid. And it was so, so good. This one is like in between 5 and 6 stars for me. It made me cry at the end, and I was not expecting it, but I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was so good. Obviously I did, but like, I really liked it. Next, we have Powerless, right? Yeah, Jasper and Sloane's story. And I didn't even need to look at the back for that. Okay, this one, oh, I guess I should tell you, I don't know if there's like a specific like trope for Flawless, but for Reckless? For hell's sakes, I just looked at it. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm a mess. But for Heartless, we have like an age gap romance, which I really liked. And Powerless is like a friends to lovers type thing. We start off the beginning of the book with Sloane, and basically she is put in this arranged marriage by her father, and she really hates the guy that it's with, to be honest. And she gets this video of him essentially cheating on her, and she freaks out and she's like, I cannot go through with this wedding. And Jasper, her old best friend from when they were kids all the way up until, you know, they were teenagers, decided to help her and get her out of that situation and take her to find solace in Chestnut Springs. They went from like best friends to strangers to friends to lovers again, and I really liked that. And I think that the reason that they became strangers was a good reason. And oh my gosh, Jasper, I loved Jasper. He is all of these men are grumpy and stuff, but Jasper's more like brooding and quiet, and you don't really know what he's thinking. And I just really liked that. I will say, please don't take this the wrong way. This is a 5-star series all the way through, but this was my least favorite. This is the only one that, even though I rated it 5 stars on Goodreads, it's like literally a 4.75. It is so close. And I think upon reread, I will rate it like the actual 5 stars, because I did really like Sloane and Jasper's relationship. I don't know. It didn't hit for me like the other ones did. So after that, like looking at it now, you would be like, okay, you read the 3 back to back and you're probably getting burnt out from the series. And maybe that's why you rated that one lower, because this is a 6-star read. I have never felt this way towards a contemporary romance that I can think of. We have Reckless, and Reckless follows, why can I never remember anybody's freaking Winter? Okay, that's right. Reckless follows Winter and Theo, and oh my gosh, Theo. I love Theo. I love Winter. I'm so happy that we got her story. So Winter is kind of like the elusive big sister to Summer in the first book, and she's kind of like known as the ice queen of the town. So I was really excited to get her book. This is what I wanted from a little book called Meatload. If you know, you know. I hate when people say that. I'm gonna cut that out for sure. Maybe I won't, just so I can cringe at myself. But this is what I wanted from that, essentially. We have Winter, who is just really down on her luck. And we have Theo, who is kind of in like the midst of basically getting called the playboy. People don't like him. Well, people like him, but he's kind of like a hoe. Man-ho, if you will. And so he is trying his best not to hook up with anybody. And then he meets Winter, and he meets her at a gas station, I believe, and he ends up following her back to the ranch. I'm sorry, I do not remember what the ranch is called. That would be my bad. But anyways, he follows her back to the ranch, and they get in a heated argument on Rhett and Summer's porch. And yeah, this deals with a lot of like, I could see how they would be triggering topics. Like Winter had a very terrible childhood, and so we get her kind of side of the story because her and Summer have been estranged this whole series up to this point. The book kicks off when Winter and Theo meet at a bar, and Winter just wants a fun one-night stand. And unfortunately, unfortunately, after years and years of having trouble conceiving, of course, the one time that she thinks she's being safe and like they used a condom and everything, she gets pregnant, and she tries to reach out to Theo, but unfortunately it doesn't go the way she expected it to. So yeah, it's kind of like a second chance romance too. And when I tell you I loved Theo, and I loved Winter, I think that this gave me a whole new appreciation for Winter as a character. And it kind of explains why she did what she did in the other books. So I'm very happy with this one. I'm like, this is a 6-star read. If there is one mirror cover that I can get for the series, it's this one. I need this one. I also, okay, and even though Powerless was like my least favorite one, just to be honest, that mirror cover is freaking stunning with the ballerina. Obsessed. So I love this so much. I love this book with every fiber of my being. I just cannot believe how obsessed with this one I am. I'm one of those ones who doesn't really mind the accidental pregnancy trope as long as it's done, like, not stupid, basically. And this, it was definitely done right in here. Theo, what a man. What a man. And honestly, I could say that about, like, literally every single man in the series. I am, like, borderline obsessed with all of them. Now, let's talk about Hopeless. Hopeless was, like, I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this one. So in this one, we follow Bo, and of course, I can only remember her, Bailey. Bailey is, like, one of my favorite names of all time. I don't know why I can't remember that. Like, if I didn't have a cousin named Bailey, I'd be naming one of my little girls Bailey. But we basically follow Bo and Bailey, and Bo is kind of in a life rut. After the events that unfolded in the end of the last book for him, he just kind of is winging it, essentially. Like, he's down in his luck, he's depressed, and he finds out one night that Bailey, who is 22 years old. He's 35, so there is an age gap. But he finds out that essentially she is working the bar alone at night, and he doesn't think it's safe for her, so he goes and sits in the bar with her every night, and they form this unlikely friendship, kinship, if you will. Because of Bailey's last name, she has a really hard time getting jobs and being respected in Chestnut Springs, unfortunately. And so Bo says, well, to get my family off of my back and to maybe help you get the head start that you're looking for, why don't we pretend to be engaged? Then I'll have a reason for never being around, and you'll have hopefully a leg up when you go into job interviews, because it'll make you look better if you're associated with me and my family and engaged to me. And we kind of go from there. I really liked how the age gap was handled in this book specifically, because you can really tell that Bo, as attracted as he is to Bailey, obviously there's a small age gap in one of the other books in this series, but I don't exactly remember the specific age gap numbers, but this one obviously is quite a bit different, like 13 years, and I was interested to see how that was gonna go. And throughout the whole entirety of the book, basically Bo is struggling because he's like, I have this undeniable attraction to her, but she's literally 13 years younger than me, and I could see how that would look questionable. So yeah, other than that, I really liked this book. This one was also 5 stars. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I also read Christmas in Chestnut Springs, 5.1. Rated that 4 stars. It was cute. It was like a fun winter novella, and I really enjoyed seeing what the characters were up to after the events of after the events of Hopeless, and I just thought it was really fun. It wasn't, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was very satisfied with everybody else's story arc in that last book. It's very accepting of where everybody was. I don't think I got the update on Bo and Bailey's relationship in that one that I wanted. Like I said, I was overly all satisfied with everybody else's story arc, but I don't know, I didn't feel like I got what I wanted from Bo and Bailey's story arc at the end of that one, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Obviously, it was literally a 30-40 page novella, so maybe it's 50 pages. That would make sense. I think it was about 10 pages per each person, so it's not that big of a deal, but I did really like it. It was nice to be back with the characters that, even though we've seen them in the subsequent books, it was nice to get their POVs again. And overall, I love this series so much with every fiber of my being. I am so, I feel so bittersweet about it though. I wish I would have read it sooner, but also I am so glad because I think I waited for the right time to read it. I think I would still enjoy it as much as I am right now if I would have read it earlier, but I do think that me reading it now is it hits a little bit different, especially with a couple of the plot lines in some of the books. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I am, like I said, so glad to have these books in my possession. And I don't remember if I said, but the main reason I wanted these books in particular was because I want to do the whole 9-yard annotation, spoiler-filled vlogs for them. So I'm excited about that. Besties, I am such a noob. I've literally already changed my shirt so that I could start a new vlog today because you've seen me in that other shirt for 50 million clips already, but I forgot to tell you guys. So we're gonna clip this in. I apologize. This is so unprofessional of me. I guess we didn't come here for professionalism. I totally failed to mention, and I feel like this is important for romance books in particular to mention, I loved how the third act conflicts were handled in all of these books. I think that they were handled with the, what's the word I'm looking for? The maturity level that you would expect from all these, basically they're all adults in these books. The youngest person in this book series, besides the kids that are introduced, is Bailey, and she's 22, so she's a year younger than I am. But I thought that the maturity that was happening during the third act conflicts was good, and I liked how it wasn't a miscommunication necessarily. And if there was a little bit of a miscommunication, it wasn't 3 weeks later and they were figuring it out. It was the next day, or within that conversation that they were figuring it out. They weren't spanning over multiple days. I really liked that. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I apologize if it is, but I really liked how that was handled. I thought it was fantastic, to say the least. And I think Elsie Silver is just such a good writer. So, yeah. I will let you guys finish out the vlog now. I apologize, but I thought I wanted to mention that, so. obviously this was the majority of my reading. I apologize that I did not finish any of the books I set out to finish in this vlog. I think I wanted to finish reading The Graham Effect and finish my reread and annotation process for Night Shift, but I didn't end up doing that. I did read a little bit more of Night Shift, but nothing really to update you guys on. So like I said, I apologize for that, but so glad I read the Chestnut Springs series, and I am excited to read everything else that Elsie Silver has released thus far. I am gonna hold off a little bit on them because even though I'm in a huge binge reading mood right now, I think I just need to like take it slow with Elsie Silver's books because she's only released so many books and I don't want to catch up on all of them all at once. So yeah. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully it wasn't too underwhelming, and if it was, I apologize. Hopefully the next one will be better for you guys, but if you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you want to see my face again, hit the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified every time I post a new video, honestly, I would follow me on Instagram. You are probably going to get a much better update on that than you will on YouTube, but if you don't have Instagram, go ahead and hit the little bell next to the subscribe button, and with all that being said, I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye everyone.
When you're not here, the sun don't shine. When you're not near,